Jonathan Williams is the Chief Executive Officer of the American Legislative Exchange Council. He's also a great economist. He puts together the Rich States, Poor States book every year, richstatespoorstates.com. And I got to tell you right now, I got the longer segment for John because we've got to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that means state taxes. John, first, Happy New Year to Jonathan Williams.
Well, likewise, my friend. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, and I hope you've got your snow shovel out. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, DC, they freak out here with about an inch of snow, so this is going to be real this weekend. It's looking like.
Now, it's unfortunate that we've got a new governor, and Abigail Spanberger as well. And I want to go right to the fact, the first story I read about her, the very first story, is that there's a bill to put a death tax in Virginia. Hasn't everyone learned that people leave your state when you put a death tax in place?
Well, you would think. I mean, this is pretty common sense stuff, Hugh. I mean, we've had states all across the country looking at ways to get rid of their death taxes, even in places like New Jersey when Chris Christie was governor. As part of his deal, he struck with the Democrat legislature. They began to repeal some of their death tax that's on the book. So if even New Jersey is looking to repeal part of their death tax, it's really a head scratcher that you have the left-wing Democrats now in charge in Richmond looking to put one into place. And that's not it, as you probably saw in their long laundry list of tax increases and bad ideas, such as repealing right to work. And you can go down the line. I mean, but this is pretty concerning. You and I watched that race very closely with Winston Sears and Abigail Spanberger. And Abigail Spanberger ran all of her ads anyways, came across as a moderate Democrat, that I'm going to do the sensible thing. I'm a common sense person. And here we are. We'll see how long that lasts. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be long.
Turns out, Mamdani, an address. Let's talk about the taxes. There are a lot of states that are going to go off the good tax path, and there are a lot that are going to do good things. Let's run through them. What else do they want to raise taxes on besides people dying in Virginia?
Well, I mean, you name it, right? I mean, it's the old Reagan line. If it moves, tax. If it keeps moving, regulate it. If it stops moving, subsidize it. That's unfortunately what we're going to see in Virginia this session. And that's high income earners tax. I mean, they're looking to rival California with high income earner taxes. And so whether that's it's hotel taxes, it's taxes on private clubs, you get on the list and it is literally any idea you have on tax policy, on raising taxes, they're probably going to pursue it this year in Richmond.
Now, I saw taxes on firearms. Now, I think if that's a standalone bill, it's going to be unconstitutional. Is it a standalone bill or is it a general sales tax?
Well, I think I've seen it as a standalone, but I think it's very possible it gets looped together and as part of a budget as well. And there's lots of ways that this can emerge as we go during session here. But what's really interesting here, Hugh, is that if I'm in North Carolina right now, or if I'm in Tennessee on the other side of the Bristol line, and if I'm in West Virginia, I mean, this is economic development opportunity 101 to attract Virginia businesses. And it's as painful as it is as a Virginia resident to say that. These are huge opportunities for those states to continue to make gains. They're states that are already way ahead of Virginia in many cases in our Rich States, Poor States index. And, this is a dynamic, competitive environment. And we're going to see what those states do to respond to it. Governor Patrick Morrisey, for instance, one of our great friends in West Virginia, is already proposing his State of the State address, cutting income taxes across the board once again in that state. So, I mean, this is, game on, I think, in terms of the Mid-Atlantic region.
And capital and people are mobile. I will not live in a state with a death tax. I just won't. That's taxing your wealth twice. It's been taxed before at least once. I will not do it a second. I'll just leave. And I think other people will. Washington, like Virginia, want to do a millionaire's tax. Don't they realize that people can move? I mean, not some, but many.
Well, the irony there in Washington state is they've been the recipient of so many people coming to Washington because they had been a no income tax state forever, Hugh. And all the refugees, the tax refugees escaping places like California and other high tax states and going to Washington to take advantage of the fact that they were a no income tax state. As you know, we've talked about their state Supreme Court invented the right in their constitution to have a capital gains income tax and claimed it wasn't an income tax. And here we are, many of us warned that that would be the camel's nose under the tent and then be proposing other broad-based income taxes. And here we go under Governor Ferguson in the legislature proposing a millionaire's tax. So unfortunately, there's some really bad ideas out there right now, Hugh.
But it's not all bad news. You sent me good news as well. That will show up in richstatespoorstates.com come April 1. But let's talk about who's doing the right thing. South Carolina, by the way, sounds like a nice place to move to.
Well, they've been getting a lot of residents already, and the legislature has just put forward a great plan to reduce income taxes. They've obviously had to compete with North Carolina, that's been doing very good things for years. Tennessee, a no income tax state. Florida, a no income tax state. Georgia's been cutting taxes. And so they're looking at ways to get down to a 1.99% income tax. So incredible progress there from a state that has not cut taxes as aggressively in recent years. But, another one that I wanted to mention, I just got back from Jefferson City, Missouri yesterday, where I was on the ground with our Missouri legislators, our ALEC delegation. And I have to give a hat tip to Governor Mike Kehoe, who has put it in his State of the State address just recently. But he has a bold plan to completely repeal the Missouri income tax, seeing all this movement around him and seeing that region with Sarah Huckabee Sanders in Arkansas and Kim Reynolds in Iowa and so many great movers. He realized that Missouri is quickly being left behind. They're tired of being middle of the pack, and he's got an ambitious plan to go and repeal the personal income tax in Missouri. So kudos to Governor Kehoe for really being a leader on that this session.
And ALEC keeps a great close eye. The American Legislative Exchange Council, alec.org/U, keeps an eye on the U-Haul Growth Index. Inbound states, U-Haul's headed there. Number 1, Texas. Number 2, Florida. Number 3, North Carolina. Number 4, Tennessee. Outbound states, California, Illinois, New Jersey, and New York. You think they would learn, Jonathan. And what about, we got like 45 seconds, the Index of State Education Report, which you released this week?
Well, brand new. Education freedom and economic freedom go hand in hand. The Sunshine State, the Free State of Florida, number 1 once again this year in our index. Arizona, number 2. Arkansas, number 3. Incredible progress for the Lone Star State, the biggest gainer this year after their major school choice expansion that we've talked about. $1 billion going to families and kids across the state of Texas. So lots of great stories there at alec.org.
I don't see Ohio on this list, Jonathan. Are you doing your Michigan thing? Are you? Because I don't see. We'll follow up. Jonathan Williams, CEO of ALEC, ALEC.org. Thank you, friend.